Yo, yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Fao. Let's talk about DOT characters. We need more dot characters in Honkai Star Rail. I feel like this playstyle is a little bit looked over the last few months. Recently, we've been seeing so many follow-up attack characters, so many follow-up attack synergistic characters, and now with the rise of the break meta, there's also a lot of break characters that came out, like Boothill, Firefly, Harmony, Trailblazer, and DOT is kind of a little bit forgotten right now because the last DOT character that we got was Black Swan, and that was at 2.0. And for the people that don't know, I'm of course a DOT lover. This is my favorite playstyle in the game, and I'm still missing that little piece. I think we got our Sustainer, we got the two DOT characters that work really well together, Kafka Black Swan, and the Sustainer is Ho-Ho of course, but we're still missing that third piece that would take the DOT to the next level. And that character I really want in the game. I think the follow-up attackers and the break meta people got too much love. I want DOT characters again. How many DOT characters do we have in the game right now? If you look at the Nihility characters, then we have Welt, Kafka, Black Swan, Pela, Sampo, Luca, Acheron, Silverwolf, and Gwenaifen. Now, almost half of this roster isn't even synergistic with DOT. Welt is for action, delay, and imprisonment. Then we have Kafka, Black Swan. Those are clear DOT people. Pela is a universal good pick, I think. I think Pela could be used with DOT because defense is really good for DOT. Then, of course, Sampo, Wind, Sheer. Sampo is a bit of a sad story, though, because I do think no one in the existence of time is using a Sampo right now. Sampo got power crapped really hard. I think Sampo is the #1 character in Honkai Star Rail that got power crapped and will never be used again. And that is, of course, because of Black Swan. Black Swan took the whole Wind Sheer, the whole Wind Nihility, the Wind Dot character to the next level. Sampo has no value anymore the moment Black Swan came out. So Sampo is a forgotten character in my opinion. However, if you do not have a Black Swan, then you probably maybe you want to use Sampo. But still then you just, in my opinion, just wait for Black Swan rerun. And then you're good to go, right? Sampo is just kind of a character that you shouldn't even consider anymore. And we have Luca. Luca could work for DOT because he does apply that bleed. However, I think Luca is not really a DOT character. I think Luca is a break character. Luca has way better break capabilities, and especially now with the break meta, Luca is going to be a very good character, and he's kind of like a 4-star boot heal. So if you have an E6 Luca, you don't have boot heal, you're struggling with physical, elements. Luca's probably going to be a very interesting character, synergize with your break composition. Harmony Trailblazer, Super Break, Ron May, Gallagher, whatever, Then we have Gwenaifen. Gwenaifen is another DOT character and is most of the time synergistic with DOT, or that is what she wants to be paired with. However, it could be better still. Silverwolf is another defense shredder. It's not really that DOT, it's more for mono quantum, Acheron, whatever it is, or just single target defense shredding. She's not really into the DOT. Same with Acheron. Acheron is her whole own character, right? Acheron skills with crit. You want other Nihility characters with defense shred. She could be paired with Kafka Black Swan though. However, her being is not DOT, she's not really about the DOT. So when you think about it, we have two really important DOT characters, the limited ones, Kafka Black Swan. That's really what it is about. Then we have Sampo, we don't really care. Luca is kind of break. Gwenaifen, okay, sure. And Pela could defense shred, but she's not really applying DOT. So we technically have one DOT character that you could put in the mix with Kafka Black Swan. Now, we do have Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho is going to be your best abundance / healer / sustain unit for DOT. She gives everyone energy regen. The more we ult on DOT, the better. And this is going to be for any comp, of course. And then she buffs the attack percentage, which attack percentage is where DOT scale from. And then she cleanses everyone and keeps everyone alive. So she's kind of like a Harmony abundance character, and she's going to be the best for DOT. So that is something very nice if you have that on your account. So we kind of got the sustaining character. Then for the preservation side, I think still Japard is very good because Japard is going to get hit a lot. He has the higher rate to get hit. And with Trend of the Universal Market, every time you get hit, there's a base chance to apply burn to the enemy. And that is not a DOT. So Japard, that's also what I use. Japard is a very good sustaining unit if you don't have Ho-Ho, or just to synergize a little bit with DOT, because you can also freeze the enemy, shield everyone, you won't get one shot. I think Japard is a very good DOT pick. However, it's more the light cone that is the MVP than Japard, of course. If there's going to be another character that can really apply taunt or get hit more, then that preservation unit is going to be good for DOT because you just apply the light cone. But I would still pick Ho-Ho way more because that's way more consistent and you could not get hit. And, you know, it's still a little bit clunky. Then for the Harmony characters, we have, of course, Ron May. That could synergize with DOT because Ron May is just broken. She works with every team. But she does give them more break efficiency. And she buffs dual DPS. So for Kafka Black Swan is also what I use. And all-type Respin in her ult and all the good stuff. You know, just broken Ron May stuff. But Ron May is just universal broken. Is the best character in the game. Then Asta. Asta, however, is going to be very, very interesting for DOT. And I think Asta is extremely good for DOT. If you're still missing a DOT support, Asta is going to be 100% very good. She increases the fire damage. So if there would be a fire DOT character, that could be good for that. Then after Asta uses a basic attack, 80% base chance to burn the enemy. Target for 3 turns. Burnt enemies take fire dot equal to 50% of damage dealt by Asta's basic attack at the start of each turn. Then, of course, the big thing, the talent. Gains 1 stack of charging for every different enemy hit by Asta plus extra stack if the enemy hit has fire weakness. For every stack of charging Asta has, all allies attack increased by a certain amount. Up to 5 times. Starting from her second turn, Asta's charging stack count is reduced by 3 at the beginning of every turn. And then, of course, her ultimate, which increases the speed. Now, Kafka uses the speed set. So if you just use that overall, speed is also very good for dots because the more faster you go, the more times you go, the more dots you apply. And her skill is kind of whatever, it's just fire, break. Can be good, but it's not really what it is about. So Asta overall is a pretty good supportive unit as well. And then I think the rest is kind of okay. Doesn't really matter that much. They all have other things what they want. I think Robin could work still because, you know, she just buffs everyone, brings everyone up, and still has a little bit of synergistics every here and there, and she buffs everyone as well. So that could work as well. But then we don't really have that many things other than that, you know? All the other characters are Destruction or Hunt, and it doesn't really matter. So Nihility, the roster of DOT, doesn't really have that much love yet. I think when Kafka came out all the way back then, the first time she came out, it was such an interesting mechanic that she pops all the DOTs. And it was such a big impact, such a cool strategy. We didn't get that much for it yet. The only thing that we really got was Black Swan, in my opinion. So I want the DOT roster to be expanded. At least one character that really synergizes with DOT. And that might happen with an upcoming character. Of course, Xiaoshu, the Fox Boy, JQ, my boy. I really like his design. I talked about it in the last video. If the designs are bad, I personally like his design. Let me know what you guys think about his design. But that is another Nihility character, and he's a fire Nihility character. Now, whatever he's going to do, he is probably going to be pretty good for DOT. Hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. And that could be a high chance that he will be good for DOT because it's going to be the new limited 5-star Nihility. Anytime that we see a Nihility 5-star character, we need to get our hopes up, or at least we get our excitements up, because 5-star Nihility characters could be another shot or could be another chance that it will synergize as well or will be a DOT character. Now, we don't know what he's going to do yet. His little description says he's a healer or he like medicine and whatever. In his artwork, we see like a little bit of fire and cooking. I thought it would be very cool if he would be like the simulated universe blessing, where every time a DOT pops, your team gets healed, and then it would just apply fire dots or something. That'd be crazy and that would be insane. I don't know if that's going to happen. They do say he's a healer though, so that could happen. I don't think so. That'd be very broken, of course. If he's not going to do any type of DOT applying, then he might, of course, do the basic thing, which would be defense shredding or effect resistance shredding, any type of those things, which could also be very good because the more defense you shred, the higher your DOT damage is going to be. So that is always welcome. And it could be like a 5-star Pela then. Or if you reduce their effect resistance, so you need less effect hit rate on your DOT characters so they become more valuable, that could be good. Then he could just apply fire dots. He would be like a 5-star Black Swan, but then synergistic with fire. So we would just apply a couple of fire dots on the whole team. You can do a lot of creative things with DOT still. Defense shred at the same time, like how Black Swan does it. But you can go maybe in a little bit more unique way. You know, maybe like a 5-star Gwenaifen. Maybe he advances her action forward like 100%. Where then you could stack way more dots, or your enemy is afflicted with a DOT, you will deal more bonus damage. There's a lot of things you can do with DOT. Or he might be a character that, like now with the break meta along the way, where he would really quickly break the enemy shields. So you can apply that fire dot on top of it and then make them impaired so they can't play the game. So you can have more DOTs applied. You know, there's a lot of things they can do now that would really synergize well with DOT. Or he could be a supportive nihility on top of that. You know, they're always mix mashing. You know, there's abundance characters that support or damage dealers that buff the team. You know, whatever they're going to mix mash. Maybe he's a nihility character that reduces their resistance. And every time we apply a DOT, we would get bonus damage the whole party. You know, whatever it's going to be, it can be very good and very cool. There's a lot of ways for us DOT lovers to get a buff. And whatever it's going to be, I just don't want it to be like a Welt or an Acheron or Silver Wolf, where it's just a standalone nihility that does something else. I do really want now a nihility character that really brings something to the table. However, let's say he's not going to be the one, you know? He doesn't synergize with DOT. Then we are in a desperate need for a DOT enabler or applier. Because I do think the overall hyper carry and DOT got forgotten a few months ago. After 2.0, after Sparkle came out and Black Swan, that was the last real banner for those two, then they kind of left it and they went with the new route. The new route is follow-up attack and break. So I want Hoivers again to show some love for maybe the hyper carry and DOT. You know, for the Jingliu, Dunhang, Zayla, those compositions for hyper carry. And then Kafka Black Swan for the DOT. Now, keep in mind, if you don't have like a Ho-Ho yet, I think she's going to get rerun in the Lofu time, because we're going to go back to Lofu. You know, we're going to get the new form from March 7. So there's probably going to be some good stuff there. And we saw a lot of silhouettes, right? We saw a lot of new characters that might be coming out. Maybe a new 4-star. That could be very good as well. It doesn't really have to be a limited character, because Gallagher is extremely strong for break and he is a 4-star. So there's still hope even for 4-star there. And there's going to be so many different new characters. So, hey, who knows? Maybe the 5-star version of Ting Yun is going to be synergistic with DOT. That'd be really cool. We also have to really consider that there is not that many elements with DOT. If you look at the elements, then Wind has DOT in it. Physical has DOT. Fire has DOT. And Lightning. The rest doesn't have DOT in it. So if there's a new Ice character, or a new quantum character, or a new imaginary character, most of the time you could already scrap this off as not being a DOT friendly character. And what I find a very cool idea myself is a physical DOT applier. Imagine if you can have physical dots the whole time. That'd be so good for Kafka Black Swan, you know, because you can proc those, or you can shred their physical weak on top of that. Because the beauty right now what we have Kafka as Lightning, Black Swan as Wind, and then let's say we have physical or fire, then you have a lot of elemental coverage, and DOT is just universal good then. You know, you have like the full max universal composition. I think that is very good. You just have that comp and it can clear anything in the game. I think that is very cool to have. It is smart to realize and to consider though that we have 4 elements that only can do this. So Fire is DOT, so the new Fox guy, you know, that is coming out, has a lot of potential to do synergize with DOT because he has that fire weakness with it. So that is something we have to keep in mind. Also, another thing that we have to consider is that we could get more good relics for DOT. We got, of course, the new one with the follow-up attack set. Prisoners in deep confinement, increase attack by 12%. You know, it's extremely good for DOT. Then the big thing, for every DOT the target enemy is afflicted with, the wearer will ignore 6% of its defense when dealing damage to it. This effect is valid with a max of 3 dots. So this is the DOT set. However, we could get a new one because the follow-up attack set got another one, you know? And we do not have a orb and rope that really synergizes with DOT yet. So that might become a thing if like a new DOT character comes out with it, like maybe the Fox guy. This could be a very good supportive option though for, like, let's say a Ho-Ho, right? Increases the wearer's max HP by 12. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, all allies attack increases by 8%. Stuff like that we do have in the game and can be very fun to mess around with, but we do not have like the carry potential with DOT yet. So that is something to look forward to as well, because I think that is inevitable that might happen one day. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about DOT, if we need more DOT as a whole, because I think we are lacking very hard. I think DOT is the most lacking thing in the game, on top of it being so comfortable. You know, if you are a DOT lover and you do use Kafka Black Swan, you know how comfortable it is and how many things you can clear in the game. That's why I want more, not enough choice to make cool team compositions. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, what a cool concept of a DOT character could be. I would love to hear you guys' takes on that as well. If you have a very cool DOT character idea, if you think the Fox Boy is going to be very good for DOT, if he's not going to be good for DOT at all, if you don't like DOT as a whole, if you love DOT, any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear you guys' takes on that. I really hope we're going to get more DOT. It would be very nice. I really hope you like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord. We're trying to grow the community even further. And if you want to support the channel even further, then make sure to become a member. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace.